Do you support your own bill?
Well, look, obviously I think it's an excellent starting point, and I think 95, 96% of the bill is in perfect shape and ready to go, but there are elements that need to be improved. This is how the legislative process is supposed to work. You offer an idea, you get public input and the input of your other colleagues. From these criticisms or observations come out new ideas about how to make it better. And of course, you can't ignore that. Those things need to be addressed. And we have the opportunity to do that now, in particular on the border security element. Look, the vast majority of Americans, the vast majority of conservative Republicans are prepared to support immigration reform, but only if we can ensure that we're not going to have another wave of illegal immigration in the future. And so I think they have pointed to valid criticisms of how the border security plan is structured in the bill, and quite frankly, very reasonable ways to address it.
If the bill stays as it is regarding border security, do you vote for it?
Listen, I really don't want to get involved in these hypotheticals and ultimatums about what I want.
That's a very real possibility, Senator.
Well, no, I don't think it is, because the bottom line is a bill that does not have increased border security, which everyone now, I think, has conceded needs to happen. I think the debate now is about what that border security provision looks like. And if we do that, this bill will have strong bipartisan support. If we fail, we're going to keep trying, because at the end of the day, the only way we're going to pass an immigration reform law out of the House and Senate so the president can sign it is if it has real border security measures within it.
Okay, you've taken some real heat, especially from the right on this. I want to go through just this past week some right-wing commentators. You had Ann Coulter say Chuck Schumer is playing Marco Rubio. Eric Erickson said Marco Rubio is either being played the fool or we are being played the fool by Senator Rubio. Glenn Beck called you a pretty nasty name and said he is not on our side. So what do you say to this, and what has happened? I mean, you used to be the guy hailed as a conservative hero to some of these guys.
Well, I think it's important to remember that on virtually every other issue, I agree with many of the folks that right now are just not supportive of the immigration reform bill. I understand why they're opposed to it. I really do. I mean, we have the most generous country in the history of the world whose immigration laws have been taken advantage of. You have an administration claiming that there's no problem, that the border's already secured when everyone knows there's not. And people are frustrated by this. And to top it all off, when you mention any of these things, you're accused of being anti-immigrant or anti-Hispanic. Now, I recognize there's a division among conservatives about it. I respect other people's views on it. I understand why they're frustrated by it. I just hope people understand that the reason why I've undertaken this is because this is a major problem that's hurting our country. And the only way I know how to fix problems is to get involved in trying to fix them. So,
but directly answer that question. Are you being played by the Democrats? Is Chuck Schumer playing you, is essentially the charge?
I quite frankly, I don't even know what that means, because the fact of the matter is...
Is he using you? Is he using you to try to accomplish something that the Democrats want and is not a conservative bill?
Immigration reform is something that all Americans recognize has to be done.